expands and contracts, that they basically are sealed out. They have now developed a line of products. I just messed up, didn't I? A line of products by Polyguard. And I can say to you that through the years that Mr. Muncaster has funded the projects that we have done to evaluate the various aspects of these things that I presented to you. So I know that in the laboratory and where we've reduced them to practice in the real world, that they appear to be working. Now we're into this a few years in terms of from 1999 through today, that basically these things have worked. So they have a line of products called Term. This is not an advertisement on my part. I'm merely saying to you that we've done the research, and it appears as though some of these granular products and some of these elastomeric types of membranes are working very well in the exclusion processes. Their goal now has moved to actually to build out pest with these sustainable systems. This has been a very important undertaking on their part. And it's been an ambitious and expensive undertaking for them to bring this to light and to the industry. It all started basically with sand barriers and with some of these elastomeric materials used in plumbing penetration. It has now expanded far beyond anything that I could have visualized, certainly. And we understand, because we've used them now in research settings, that they last for many years. What they have in mind in doing now is basically they have expanded the concepts with the research to back it up, to use as an envelopment for buildings, all the way from the exterior to the interior. And the technology exists, and basically I think that you may want to consider the fact that this may have a part in your business as well. The first ones had to do with building this envelope. And we started this particular work in the year 2000 and working with the Polyguard team. We began that testing, and it's classified basically as non-chemical, and by regulators it's referred to as being a device. So it's a non-pesticide type situation. The other part of this is the fact that you can seal vulnerable areas of a structure in such a way that the pests that are invading, that we can reduce basically the incursion of all kinds of pests into these areas. Like anything that we use in our integrated pest management in this industry, then the application is precise. You have to follow the recommendations on how to preserve basically these membranes and structures. And they're labor intensive initially. But these costs are basically, through time, become something that is very realistic. The other aspect of this, it basically goes to the building codes, essentially tell us that screened openings need to be vented. In other words, structures need to be able to breathe. Now, I'm going to go to another topic before I follow this up. I showed you a picture of an insulated concrete home. That home was my home. And what I learned was that if you do not ventilate that home with very specific things like dehumidifiers or running the air conditioner, that it's a sealed structure. And therefore, I got educated in Rockport, Texas, where that thing is built, and at Berkeley, and I can't afford to get any smarter, is the point. And so, we need buildings that breathe, but we have to be able to keep these pests from doing the damage that they do. And this is certainly true in Texas. So by reducing the sizes, by using, again, the polyelastic type materials and micro screening, we know